Ma has often made fun of the far left for being overly obsessed with Donald Trump, analyzing everything he says and turning even small mistakes into big scandals. He warns that if this woke group keeps acting this way, they'll lose track of what they actually stand for. In one episode, Ma said the left should focus on rebuilding real political power instead of wasting time attacking Trump. Get ready, this one's going to hit hard. Let's dive in.
And finally, news. And now the whole administration is acting like they solved the health crisis. I'm not. I'm not incensed. I'm sure you're right. I just don't have room.
People keep watching Trump's every move, ready to explode over even the smallest mistake. It's like they want him to fail, without realizing what that really means. Trump isn't just another politician. He's the president. His success or failure affects the whole country, not just his supporters. When he fails, America fails. And that's not a win for Democrats, it's a loss for everyone. This never-ending cycle of outrage doesn't fix anything. It only makes the divide worse and distracts people from what really matters. Instead of wishing for chaos, maybe we should start wishing for good leadership. Because whether you like Trump or not, the direction he takes the country affects us all. Honestly, some of these critics really need to find something better to do than stay angry all the time. It's like complaining that Coke has sugar. Without it, it's bland and boring. If someone's so worried about sugar, they can drink water instead of trying to control what everyone else likes. The same idea applies here. If RFK and Trump want to bring some energy or sweetness back into politics, why freak out about it? You don't have to agree or join in. But some people seem addicted to outrage, like it's their daily dose of caffeine. Getting mad at others for adding some excitement doesn't make you better, it just makes you bitter. If you don't like the sugar, that's fine. But let everyone else enjoy their Coke in peace. Is really saying is pretty straightforward. There are much bigger problems to worry about. Instead of wasting energy on silly debates like whether it's the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America, people should focus on real issues. Things like parents' roles in their kids' transitions, the struggling economy, and threats to free speech actually matter. But some on the left seem more fired up about word games and symbolic arguments than dealing with problems that affect the country's future. Ma's point is clear. Outrage has become a hobby for many, but it's distracting from real progress. Not every issue needs a protest or a trending hashtag. Sometimes, the smartest thing to do is ignore the small stuff and save your energy for the fights that truly shape the nation's direction.
Here is Ma
might sometimes exaggerate or simplify things, but he's right that these topics need real discussion. You don't have to agree with everything he says to see that he's encouraging open, balanced debate, something that's becoming rare these days. Whether it's free speech, cultural extremes, or political hypocrisy, at least Ma is getting people to talk instead of shout. And that's refreshing. It's much better to have meaningful conversations than to freak out over small things, like whether Coke should have sugar. Emotional outrage has replaced real dialogue, and Ma's attempt to bring the focus back to substance, even if it's not perfect, is exactly what our culture needs. At least he's trying to make people think, not just react.
There's a lot of outrage at the airport anymore. I like that, and I gotta say,
Ma has been accused of secretly supporting Trump just because he once had dinner with him, which shows how ridiculous today's political climate has become. One meal, and suddenly you're called a traitor. His peers expect him to follow the party line, criticize Trump non-stop and never admit if he does something right. But Ma has never been that kind of person. He speaks his mind, even if it upsets people on his own side. And because he refuses to play along, some have turned against him. Instead of respecting his independence, they call him biased or right-wing. The irony is that Ma built his whole career on questioning authority and encouraging open discussion. Yet now, his own allies can't handle that same freedom of thought. To them, staying neutral isn't a sign of honesty, it's seen as betrayal. And that says more about them than exactly. That whole land acknowledgement ritual is just empty virtue signaling, a show meant to make people feel good about themselves without actually doing anything meaningful. If people were serious about giving back the land, they'd take real action instead of making poetic speeches about how it was stolen centuries ago. Words without action don't mean much. The same goes for things like changing the name Washington Redskins to Commanders. Sure, it sounds progressive, but it doesn't solve any real problem. It's surface-level activism, changing labels instead of fixing deeper issues. These symbolic gestures might ease guilt, but they don't actually help the communities they claim to support. Ma is right to point this out. Symbolism is easy. Accountability takes effort. Until people start focusing on real solutions instead of public displays of moral pride, these changes will remain nothing more than comfortable illusions of progress.
Which
Wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.